We're going to use the concept of interquartile range to identify outliers or the data that are outside the regular distribution of the data. First of all, find the first and the third quartiles of the data set. Then, find the interquartile range, which is denoted by IQR, and is the difference between the third quartile and the first quartile. Multiply interquartile range by 1.5. So 1.5 times interquartile range is the next stop for you. After that, subtract this number that you found in the third step from Q1. Any data entry that is less than the first quartile minus 1.5 times interquartile range is an outlier. In the next step, add 1.5 times interquartile range to the third quartile. Any data entry that is greater than Q3 plus 1.5 interquartile range is an outlier. So that's how you can find and identify outliers in your data set. Let us go back to our example and find outliers in the data set. So these are the steps that we're going to take. These are our guidelines. And these are the information about the number of nuclear power plants in the top 15 nuclear power producing countries. You're going to find outliers. You're going to say, hey, by observing, by eyeballing these data, it seems like 1.4 is the outlier here. But what are the steps here? What is the algebra behind this? Remember that the first quartile is 9 and the third quartile is 33. You can take a look at our calculator. We did all of these calculations. Let's go back here. The minimum data set is 6. Q1 or the first quartile is 9. The median or Q2 is 16. Q3 is 33 and the maximum is 104. We use our calculator. We entered everything in L1 by going to Stat, Edit, and entering all the data set in L1. Then we went back to Stat and we used the arrow key to go to Calc. In one variable statistics, list was L1, frequency list was empty, and we did the calculation and we saw that the minimum is 6, Q1 is 9. To go to the next page, we use the arrow key and we found that the median is 16 and the third quartile is 32. That's how we got these numbers. So we found Q1 and Q3. In the next step, we're going to calculate interquartile range, RQR, which is Q3 minus Q1, or 33 minus 9, which is 24. Now that we found the interquartile range, we need to multiply interquartile range by 1.5. To identify any outliers, first note that 1.5 times interquartile range is 1.5 times 24 or 36. There are no data entries less than Q1 minus 36. Why is that? Because Q1 is 9, 1.5 times interquartile range is 36, and it's a negative number. We don't have any negative number in our collection. So step 4 doesn't give us anything meaningful. We need to jump into step 5. Q3 plus 1.5 times interquartile range is 33 plus 36 or 69. We found one data entry that is more than 69. And as you guessed, 104 is an outlier in our collection. What is the interpretation? the number of power plants in the middle portion of the data set vary by at most 24. Notice that the outlier 104 doesn't affect the interquartile range. So these are the algebra behind how to calculate and how to find the interquartile range when you have a data set.